Trudeau is in San Francisco. Before we get into the news item, do you think he wore something? Because when he goes around the globe, especially to India, he likes to, I don't know, culturally appropriate what he thinks is appropriate dress. I'm thinking if he's going to San Francisco, a sailor suit maybe, or maybe given his reach outs constantly to the LGBTDDQ2SI, etc. community, perhaps a Sailor Moon suit. I don't know, but I'd pay $1 to see that, as the guy in RoboCop used to say. But we'll throw to a video, and let's put it this way, folks. Normally when Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, says something, he makes me laugh in the department of unintentional humor. This time he said something, and it was actually truly and genuinely funny and a bit risque too. And oh, what a beauty. Blackface was the butt of the joke. Let's roll that video and analyze it on the other side.
Handshake. Good to see you. Good to see you.
When did you get in, by the way?
I got in a few hours ago.
Yeah. Literally?
Yeah. I was in Vancouver last night.
Well, let me be the first to welcome you.
You are the first to welcome me.
Quite literally.
What a pleasure to be back. It's always so good to see you. We got a lot to talk about, obviously. Speaking of Golden Gate, I think you gave me these socks last time. So, you know, maybe someone
still
did.
doing
Anyway.
Those socks.
Well, you know what?
What have you ever been caught with black socks on? I mean, is that
No, that would be just too embarrassing. Listen, so much to talk about on climate, on.
You know, Drea, I think the joke either went over Blackface's head, or he was so shocked that he immediately tried to change the topic. What a killjoy. Let's talk about the climate crisis. Why don't we? But you know what? I got to say, that's a hell of a joke to say to another international head of state. And what it says to me, Drea, is that Blackface's credibility is so low. He is now being openly mocked by other leaders. They're not just chatting behind his back. What say you, my friend?
Right to his face. And you said that you don't know if that reaction was just, I think he's so used to this happening now, because I've seen him get made fun of to his face like that before. And he just immediately, switched track, pretends he didn't see it, but it's hilarious. And yeah, I got to give credit where credit's due. That was really funny with Newsom. But let's think of Trudeau. He says, we have a lot of important things to talk about. And the first thing he says after that is, let's talk about my socks. And so he's rooting around his drawer. I got to wear those socks that Newsom gave me. Where's my socks Newsom gave me? And Newsom acts like he barely remembers giving the socks, and then hits him with the blackface comment. Hilarious. So yeah, he's an international embarrassment, and that's just more evidence of it.
And Drea, we shouldn't just draw the line with his nickname Blackface, because when he does dress up, when he does impersonate, for reasons that are beyond my pay grade, black people, it's not just the face, it's his arms, it's his legs. I mean, he
did his tongue once.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't
and
think
black
back
people
in the...
don't have black tongues. Like, what is that?
You know what? You've nailed it. I have always focused, as bad as the blackface is, it's this idea of sticking out his tongue like he's a panting sled dog. Is this his perception of how black people go about their business? They are constantly panting, that their tongue is hanging out as though they're another species. I mean, I think that's more offensive than the black paint he slaps on. And I can't even explain that fetish. It's not just a Halloween thing. But what do you think about that, Drea?
Yeah, I remember, I probably wouldn't be able to find it fast enough. I'm not as quick as the producers behind the screen, but I did find an image that it reminded me of with his tongue. And that wasn't the black tongue, but the pink tongue. And it reminded me of, the big lip black characters that they would do with the tongue coming out and the big teeth and stuff. So it totally reminds me of that. But if you have to paint your legs black, like how long does that process take? What is wrong with an individual who does not once, but more than once. It's nuts. But again, people are calling him out on it.
It's bizarre, and he'll go to the extent. Oh, there he is. I think that was the Arabian Nights thing out in your neck of the woods, Drea, at that school. That's a big mystery because, folks, something happened there. We don't know what. There's tons of rumors, but it's very unusual for a teacher to resign midterm. It is almost unheard of for a teacher to bring a lawyer to the principal's office to deliver the resignation note. We can't get anyone to talk. I remember myself and our ex-alumnus, Kian Bexty, we flew out to that school and tried to get some answers. Nothing doing. We also flew down to North Carolina, where one of the teachers is now located. It's almost as though they're in fear or there's been a non-disclosure agreement, authored. But it's this idea of I'm going to entirely blacken my body and wear a pair of jeans with a hole in it. There he is. There's the arms. I'm going to make sure people know my legs are black by having ripped jeans. Drea, not even Al Jolson back in the vaudeville days did this kind of, embodiment of black face paint. And I will say this, the final note is, had that been old video of, say, Stephen Harper dressing up like that with videos and photos, I think it would still be in the news cycle today. And being condemned as a racist, but he got to skate on this, did he not? Hey folks, that was a clip from the daily live stream. I co-host it Monday to Thursday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Alberta team takes over on Friday. Please tune in. And by the way, we want to hear your 2 cents worth. If you're able to make a minimal $5 donation, we will read your chat on the air live. Thank you.
The winter chill is setting in all across the country, including here in Alberta. You might be able to see my breath. But I've got a solution for that annual problem. It's here on the billboard behind me. Now, normally this billboard tells travelers on Alberta's busiest highway, Highway 2, just south of Edmonton, about our latest causes, our fights for freedom, or books we've published. Today, it's inviting you to join us for some fun in the sun. We're talking about the Rebel News Cruise, a week-long Caribbean cruise departing March 23rd. With your favorite Rebel personalities, including me, Ezra Levant, Alexa Lavoie, David Menzies, and many more. And of course, the Woman of the Year Freedom Convoy leader, my friend Tamara Leach. We depart from Fort Lauderdale. From there, we go to the Bahamas, Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, and then Mexico. And we're not just bringing your favorite Rebel personalities, we're bringing along some of your favorite thinkers and people you see interviewed all the time on Rebel News. But if you're thinking about booking the cruise, get off the fence and make a decision, because this billboard receives 1.3 million monthly impressions, which means the cruise will fill up fast, and I don't want you to miss it. For all the details about the Rebel News Caribbean Cruise, please go to rebelnewscruise.com. And let's sail away from Trudeau's frosty winter for a week together. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid.